Well, thank you very much, Jean. I wish my mom was here. She would have liked this introduction, but also would have liked this event. It's an honor to be here. When Bill Hahn called me about this, and I looked at your website and the list of honorees, I said, wow, they want me to be one of these, among these people. So, I know why I'm here, and it's because we've made a difference in this disease, and it's a difference by understanding science and turning it into treatment of patients. It's not been by luck, it's not been chance events, it's been because people understood certain things that allowed to rationally develop new drugs. And being part of it has been very exciting. As Jean said, I finished my training in Barcelona, Spain, and my prospect was to give chemotherapy for life, and have no idea why I was doing that or how it worked and why some patients responded well and the others didn't. But then I wrote to a whole bunch of labs around the US that were doing gene therapy and immunotherapy, things that at that time were out of the box. Half of the labs, half of the PIs, heads of the labs answered to me saying, oh, we're full. The other half said, okay, come here. And I asked my wife and said, Los Angeles sounds like a good place to go and live. There's good weather there, and had some friends. And so there we went. And I started working on the immune system because it was intriguing to me. And I had so many of my colleagues from that time tell me, oh, that's a terrible idea. The immune system will never be able to fight cancer. You're just wasting your time. And it took several years. I think for half of my career, nobody cared about what I did. I would go back home, I would write papers or write grants, and the majority of them were turned down on going to the lowest ranked journals. But then when the student off of the science, that started working. And it started working because we understood the rules of the game and what we should do. And then the next steps was to implement it in patients, and that's where I came. When I started treating patients with melanoma, maybe 1 in 20 of the patients I treated had any chance of getting any benefit from any treatment. Now, half of the patients in my clinic are doing well long term. And I mean patients with this cancer that used to be untreatable just spread through the body. When I started at UCLA, I went into melanoma because I was in the lab of a surgeon, and no medical oncologist wanted to treat this untreatable disease. I got stuck with it. I didn't get stuck with it. I thought it was a place where we could make a difference, and actually we made it with time. I have a lot of people to thank, and I'm not going to bore you with their names. I can tell you, or my colleagues, but it's been a nurturing environment to go to a place where I could see these giants of the field and follow what they were doing and learn from them. And many others, I've read the papers from the majority of the awardees that you have and the people who are here, and I've learned so much from them. I've worked with companies that develop new drugs, and they trusted me to be early on and studying and giving them to patients. But I was most interested in understanding mechanism. If we could do it in the lab and do modeling of that disease and that mechanism, then we would need to learn it in patients and take samples from generous patients that would tell us, Doc, I'm benefiting from this early treatment. Study whatever you want so you can help more people. And that's allowed us to then figure out why it worked in some patients and why it didn't work in some others, or why it worked for a period of time and unfortunately it stopped working. And that knowledge is then reverting back to being able to develop new treatments because we understood how does that happen and what the mechanistic basis. And I'm going to thank organizations like yours and the Hope Funds for funding research, because that's the biggest investment we can make in our lives, to be able to change how human disease happens. It's an amazing thing. I get the benefit of seeing it. I see patients who were supposed to be dead that are alive years later. I don't know, it takes your breath away sometimes to see some of them come back and understand why it happened. And if it didn't happen, then what we need to do about it. So please continue to support your organization and the Hope Funds, and support the young investigators who are here who got your awards. I was able to do what I do because I also work with great people. The trainees in my lab, many of them I learned more from them than I think they ever learned from me. I want to finish by thanking the inspiration of my father. My father was a university professor in Barcelona, was a department chair. He passed away 10 years ago, and he would be so proud to see all of what I've been able to achieve and being able to get an award like this. And I'm going to thank the love of my mom, my wife, and my daughter, and thank you all for what you're doing.